Carroll Park in Baltimore City, and we're at the 4th annual gathering of Returning Citizens. This has been organized by prisoners that were released at least 5 years ago with the purpose of bringing together a network of support for prisoners as they return to the community, to give them some social and civic events to interact with. We talked to a number of the organizers. We talked to a couple of the women, and there's children out here enjoying themselves. There's basketball games going. There's food, and it's just a really good, positive thing for old friends that spent 20, 30, 40 years in prison to get together and to support each other. Because you are one of the original organizers of this.
I am the organizer of it. I came home.
Organizer. Tell us why you organized it and what you think done happened since you first started.
Well, 4 years ago, I decided that, well, first of all, I've been incarcerated for 30 years. So I was on a tier with a bunch of violators. So I was on a violators tier. So one of the questions I used to walk around and ask them was, what keeps you coming back? I've been here all these years. I would give up an arm just to get one chance. But I'm seeing you keep coming back and coming back and coming back. And the main thing I kept hearing was, there's no support out there for us. There's no one that's gonna give us a job. It's nobody, we can't even get housing because we've been incarcerated. We gotta live with family members and stuff like that. So when I got out, actually not even 4 or 5 months after that, after some of these conversations, I thought to myself and I thought to the organization that I was working for, I said, well, I gotta really do something for these guys. And I thought, well, what can I do? What do I remember? First Monday Empowerment. It breathed from me thinking about what I asked these guys. What do you need? And the key word I kept hearing was support. So I said First Monday Empowerment Support. I named it First Monday because it's easy to get to the meetings because it'll be the first Monday of every month. And it started with just me and one other guy sitting in a room talking about what we wanted to do. And the guy was Marvin Moore, older guy around here. He's the oldest member. And it took about 2 or 3 months. We had 2 guys, 3 guys, 4 guys. Then all of a sudden, that next year I said, well, let's do a cookout. Let's do a big cookout for all returning citizens to let them know that, hey, we got to come together and try to change some things and celebrate our accomplishments. Not just being home, but what we're doing in our community, what we're doing all over. So what First Monday Empowerment Group is, it's a social group. It teaches guys how to get back socially adapted to society. Because some of these guys have been locked up 30, 40, 50 years. So they know how to deal and socialize inside, but when you come out, it's a whole different thing. You know, they don't have to be looking over their shoulder every moment. They don't have to be afraid when they hear loud noise and think something's ready to happen. So we got to adapt them back socially to this society. So what we do, we go bowling, we go sailing. A lot of these guys never even been sailing. Never been to a bowling alley. We have dinners, we have karaoke nights with our women. We come and we make fun of ourselves. We laugh, because a lot of times in prison you don't laugh. You gotta keep the serious face on. We call it the mask. You put on that mask. So now we're allowed to take off these masks and actually do something. We're mentoring, we're going to schools. I go down to a few schools to talk to the kids. We're doing stuff in our community. And this right here is just a celebration of all the positive things that we're doing.
How long have you been coming out here for this?
4 years.
4 years?
4 years, since 2013.
Okay, and so they say it's been growing and growing. This is the first time I'm out here. So what do you think? Do you think this is beneficial for the families, the returning citizens?
This is wonderful for the families and the returning citizens, because what they do out here reflects on the guys inside. Everything that they do out here, they send back to let the guys know keep your head up because we're working on to get you where we are now. It gives the families chance to interact with the returning citizens of the time that they missed. You can't make up for lost times, but you can move on to better times, and that's what they do. They meet each other, they do different events and stuff. It's just wonderful. It's just wonderful. We're one big happy family.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Salim Alameen, how long have you been doing this?
Well, this is called the annual Returning Citizens Cookout, and we do it like every year, once a year. And this is actually our 4th turnout. And look like each year grows and grows. We started maybe 200, then it went to 300, and now we go up to 400. But the objective is bring the guys and the families together and bring our face out and show what we're about. We're trying to get back to the community, so we call everybody out and usually be a good turnout, So, I mean, these are the guys who were in prison a long while and want to do something worthwhile with their life. These are the ones who probably prayed for a second chance. Now that they got it, here we are. So that's what we do. We call everybody out and stay in touch and make sure we can give some help to each other, see how everybody going down the line.
And the latest guy to return to the community that's been doing positive work in the prison and in the community is Wayne Bruton. Wayne, you've been out for how long now?
4 months.
And so how does this hit you? Just being out here after, how long were you incarcerated?
After 38 years. Well, I never thought I would see such a beautiful turnout, and seeing all the guys that I've been in prison with for the last 40 years. And it's like 200 is out here right now, and everybody is doing something positive, man. And it does my heart justice. It really does.
Okay, does this gathering, Salim, does this help keep people out? Does it help provide support and that kind of stuff?
I would say most definitely. I mean, it's a connection. Oftentimes when we talk about dealing with recidivism, talking about changing things, and guys get to see that you can make it out here. But there's got to be some networking. There's got to be some support things in places. So whatever service providers that we can find that a guy can benefit from, we connect them. And it's kind of like, I guess I would say, a wholesome feeling getting it from somebody you know, as opposed to somebody that might be a stranger. So that's what we do. We connect with people and kind of like get them, reintroduce them to society, because there's a whole new world out here. And we're talking about long timers. Guys have been in prison 10, 20, 30, some of them even 40, 45 years. So if anybody should be willing to step up, I think it should be us. So it's just an opportunity for us,
Is there still people in the prison system under the Unger case and whatnot that need to be and should be released?
Absolutely. You have about, I think, like 36 more cases in Baltimore County. And I believe that everyone should get the same relief as the 200 that came before that.
Well, why are they, what's the problem? Why are they in Baltimore County not being released?
This is the methods that Baltimore County is going about doing things is an antiquated method instead of being proactive, because you're talking about cases that's, some cases like Brother Sling said, are over 40 years old. And I believe the guys have done their time. I've been there with them. I'm an example that you can be successful out here.
In particular, if I can add, is the case of Merle Unger.
Okay.
Initially, we're talking about the Unger case, and he was the one who initially had a reversal. And he's the only one who was actually convicted first and still is in prison. So I'm just saying it's kind of like it would draw attention. Why is that so? Why is he still in prison? Why he hasn't been given a second chance, to prove that he can do the same thing we're doing, be a productive member of society. And this is the only guys want is opportunity. And I thought that with the things we're doing now are showing that it can be done, and then we could have some things in place so that when they get here, the transition will be more easier for them.
Okay, his case is an important case because probably 70 or 80% of the people that you see out here, including myself, is out here from his case and his fight in the court. So yeah, he should have more support, and he should be released because he won the case. Exactly. It's evident by us standing here. So why is he not here? That's that's something we're going to have to address at some point.
That's need to be addressed.
So just tell us a little bit about what's happening with Merle Unger right now.
Right now he's trying to get a modification in his sentence, and I don't think he got done fair. When he did go to court, they talked him out of it having a trial. I filed a grievance, but they shot it down. Even the judge told the attorney that he should have never took the case to start with. And so we're just fighting because we feel there's only one besides him that didn't get out. We feel he needs a chance and he should be out here too, because we fought hard, came from a poor family, and it took us years to save the money to go all the way to the Supreme Court to make this happen. So we're just grateful for all these people here. I love them. They're all our family. When they say they're the Younger family, they really are. They're all like brothers here and sisters, and they're just great people. And we just pray to good Lord that we'll get Burrell free as well. So give us as much support as we can in any way we can to help him out. To sign some petitions to try to help him get another chance to get out of there. It's been 41 years, thank you.
Okay.
God bless.
All right. Okay, there's a lot of men here, and we've talked to some of them, but women have also been locked up in Maryland in the prison system and been released. So we want to talk to at least somebody that can speak in their voice. What's your name?
My name is Jack Elliot.
Okay, and you were locked up 10 years ago.
I got locked up in 2008, and I was released in the latter part of 2012.
Okay, and so how long have you been coming here to these events?
Well, this is the third year for this picnic. It's allowed me to touch base. This experience that I've gone through with the criminal justice system has changed me. It has made me question a great many things. And I have found the only answers that I can find, and I've looked many places, is to go directly and change the legislative agenda in the state of Maryland. Ask questions, pay attention, especially to women's issues. We have women getting older in prison. We have geriatric problems. We have senior citizen health nutrition that is not being addressed. Reproductive problems that are not being addressed. We are being cared for by the low bid medical company the state of Maryland has bought into. We need better health care. Just because we're incarcerated doesn't make us animals. We need better medical health care.
How many women's facilities are in this state right now?
There's one women's prison in the state of Maryland.
And where is that?
And that is the Maryland Correctional Institution for Women in Jessup, Maryland.
Okay, is there an annex to that also? Did they build another? No?
No.
Okay.
So
how many women would you say it holds?
They incarcerate anywhere from 650 to 950 women at any given time.
Okay. And what kind do they get? Do the women in the prisons get any support from outside, from like the normal grassroots groups? Because people are always talking about men and doing programs in the prison for men. Are there programs and stuff in the prison for women?
Yes, there are programs and stuff for the women in prison. There are also outside facilitators that come in as volunteers to help further our education, to keep us abreast of what's going on in the world. But a lot of times I have found on a personal basis, the information that is brought in is not allowed in all the time to the women. We aren't allowed freedom of information, the legal freedom of information that we should have. We'll
continue to follow events like this, and one of the things that we are interested in is the case of Burrell Unger, who's the guy that's mainly responsible for everybody here. We're gonna follow up and see why he's one of the few people still left in the prison system after over 200 people got released. Thank you for joining me at The Real News.